invoices. The invoices that we issue to our customers are recorded as journal entries in the sales journal. As we know, a journal entry is usually composed of 2 different journal items. For customer invoice, it's actually 3. On the credit side, you're going to have the income account and also the tax account. And the counterpart of all those amounts is the receivable account on the debit side, meaning that in that case, your customer now owes you the amount accounted in the receivable account. Okay, so here we are, guys, in the database. We're going to go right into the accounting application to create our first customer invoice. Here from the dashboard, super easy. You just have to go in your sales journal box and click on new invoice to have a new document created. I'm going to assign a customer. So let's say Food Lovers Takeaway. If you go in the contact form, what you need to understand is that when you create a new contact, Odoo will automatically assign in the accounting tab a receivable and a payable account. So this is a default configuration. You don't have to do anything apart from creating a new contact. I'm going to add here an invoice line. You see that I have an income account directly chosen for me. Where does this come from? It comes from the customer invoice journal default configuration. So if I go here again in the journal configuration, you see you have a default income account. And this is the out-of-the-box configurations from Odoo. So when you create a database, this is already configured for you. You can also decide to use products. So here I'm going to put a hybrid car because my customer needs it. And you see here the account is different. That's because in the product configuration, you can also assign a default account that is different from the journal. You see also that we have a tax that is mentioned here. Right now that I have all the information, let's dive into the journal items view to see what Odoo generates as a journal entry. So you see here, you have 3 different items for my journal entry. One for the income account, one for the tax account, and lastly, the counterpart with the receivable account. So all this is because thanks of all the configurations that are already pre-made by Odoo. If you want to add a new product, let's say, let's add new equipment for the dashcam. You see here the account is different. Why is that? So we can check out the product configuration. You see here in the accounting section, this is where you can define an income account. Here it's empty. But from the general information, in the product category, you have also the possibility to assign a default income and expense account. And that's what we did with our dashcam. You can, if we check out now the journal items view again, you see that we don't have 3, but 4 journal items that are presented here. So you have the 2 different ones for the income accounts here, the tax here that it gathers both amounts from the 2 income accounts, and also the receivable account, that takes the whole amount from the invoice. You can also decide to add sections to add more structure to your customer invoice. So let's say I want to put car here, and I can also add equipment. That way I structure it the best way possible, and you can of course change the order in which the lines are displayed. You can also decide to add a note to add further information. So let's say I want to add the contract reference and put it at the top of the list if I want to. So now that I've done this, I can just decide to confirm my invoice. If you leave the invoice date empty, it's going to take the date of the day, but you can also decide to add any other invoice that you might want to use. I can confirm, and automatically my entry is posted. You can see here that in data you have the tracking of all the information changing on this customer invoice. You can see my status went from draft to posted. I just have now to send it to my customer. So I click on send and print. You see I have the email preview for what I'm going to send to my customer, and also the attachments that are displayed on this email. I send, and it's also going to generate the PDF related to that customer, to that invoice, So here you see the structure is exactly the same, so it's much clearer for the customer to see their document. And also you can decide to configure a QR code for the payment of invoices. Careful, because that's only for European customers. But if you want to get more information about how it's configured, don't hesitate to check out our written documentation on that topic. Okay guys, let's now go right back into the accounting dashboard and check out the different invoices that have been created in Odoo so far. So if you want to see the whole list of invoices, you can either go from here in the menu customers invoices, or check out here the customer invoice name of the journal. So here you can see that we have 3 invoices that are not yet posted. And if you don't want to go in each of them and post them manually, you can go and select those. And in the action here menu, you can directly post the entries all at once. So I can post the journal entries and right away all my invoices are posted. So now you've seen how to create and issue a customer invoice in Odoo. Super easy, super convenient. That's all for me in this video. Thank you for watching. Ciao a tutti.